You're tuned into Mom E Moments podcast, where motherhood, business, and relationship is one. I'm your host, Elisa. Thanks for tuning into Mom E Moments podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mom E Moments podcast. I am so excited. We are still going through celebrating Black women for Women's History Month. I have a new mom. Well, she's not like a new mom, but I am interviewing a new mom on this podcast episode where she will be giving insight, being a mom, being a entrepreneur, being a businesswoman, all those good things, and balancing and just trying to navigate as we are still in this forever pandemic. I really wish it was just like, come on, no shade, but I'm tired. I'm tired of it. So today I have Miss Khaylynn. So, Khaylynn, can you tell us about yourself?
Oh, goodness. Okay, everybody. My name is Khaylynn, and I am 32 years old, and I am a mom of a 5-year-old and now a puppy. I don't know what made me do that, but here we are. And I work full-time, but I also have a virtual assistant business that I started at the end of 2019 or 2018? 2018. Yeah, I started at the end of 2019.
Okay.
And
No, I was saying okay.
Okay. So the virtual cafe is basically a one-stop shop, and my ideal client would be a Black female entrepreneur. And I'm actually rebranding right now, so there's going to be some new things coming soon.
Yes, I'm going to say that.
Yes.
So what made you want to rebrand? I mean, it's nothing wrong with rebranding.
Yeah, so originally I based it only on myself. And I've been working with the business doctor. And I was telling her, like, what my end goal is. And she was just saying that you might want to start shaping your business like that now so you won't have so much to change later on. Eventually, I do want to be able to employ other moms. So I need to just change the way it's set up right now. So that's what made me, want to switch up.
Oh, okay. So other moms will be working for the virtual cafe?
Yes, that's the plan.
Yeah, as a virtual assistant. Yeah, so a stay-at-home mom can be doing virtual assistant stuff while yelling at the kids.
Exactly. Get an extra little thing.
Yes. So I want to jump into some questions. So how would you describe yourself as a woman and then as a mom?
So as a woman, honestly, I'm just still trying to figure that out. Like, ever since having a child, I kind of been like trying to figure out, what do I even like anymore? Like, what do I like alone, like not with my child? So that's just what I'm trying to figure out at this very moment. I'm taking this year to put myself first and just make sure that I figure those things out.
That's awesome.
Thank you, girl. But as a mom, I would say that I'm overworked and underpaid, but and I am extremely patient. However, during this pandemic, that has dropped more than a little bit. And I am just trying to figure this thing out. Like, I think everybody has this idea of what kind of mom you're going to be, and then it's like total opposite.
Yeah.
So I'm just making stuff up as I go along.
Yes, I'm all for making stuff up as I go along. I think before my listeners know, like, I'm a mom of 3, all boys.
Bless your heart.
And before it's like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Oh, my mom yelled at me when I was this age. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this. And then I find myself sometimes when the kids are in action, it's like, you testing me. You really playing me. Y'all don't like, my mom used to tell me all the time, y'all don't like when I'm nice. Y'all only listen when I'm yelling. And I find myself repeating that, and I'm like, oh, I said I would never do that. But it's like, it's the truth. But it's definitely it's many books out here, how to be a mom, how to be a parent, and which has some good pointers, but at the same time, it's no book to really tell you how to, be a great parent. I think when it comes to parenting, it's definitely that making sure you have that emotional piece to it, making sure you're listening, also teaching them, manners and increasing their self-esteem as they get older in a sense. It's that. So because I know I personally know you, I think you are doing a good job thus far.
Thank you, girl.
And you hopefully thank you. In the near future, it can, he can get a sibling or something. Just
that's what he's asking for. That's how he got a dog.
Oh my gosh. My kid, my 5-year-old just turned 5. He's been asking for a dog since Christmas. So his birthday was just the other day. I'm like, what do you want for your birthday? He gave me a list, and then he was like, a dog. I'm like, yo, you have a robot dog. Charge it up. It does everything. It barks. It does everything. You can feed it. I'm not about to buy a real dog. Y'all not getting no dog no time soon.
Listen, don't do it, okay? Don't do it.
I'm not doing that. So how do you balance being a mom and you're working full time and you have your entrepreneurial business?
So that has drastically changed since we've been in this pandemic. So it literally every day looks different because he is in virtual school. He's a kindergartner in virtual school at that. And me working full time and still trying to make time for my business and myself and time with us. It's just like a whole lot. So it kind of is, how like when the outside world was open, I would have like a second to myself driving to go pick him up. Like I had that moment. There is no transition. It's like literally work, house, school all in one. And you just kind of have to roll with it. Like, and I'll have to tell him sometimes, and I'll feel bad, like, you have to get out of my room because I need a second. Like, and I'll call you when you can come back in because he's the only child. He wants to be up under me all the time. And I had to, during this pandemic, I've learned that I had to set boundaries with him. And he has fought me along the way. We still working on it, but you just have to, like, set boundaries. And he's about to come in the room right now, even though I asked him not to bother.
It's okay. It's in the podcast, even if you hear him talking. Because it's a mom, real mom.
Right. And I get just like setting a schedule and making sure that I'm giving everybody the necessary attention they need, including myself. So that's pretty much all I've been doing.
So have you just taken time out for yourself?
Yes.
Like actually leaving the house and stuff?
Yeah. So originally he wasn't, and I was like going crazy in here. So eventually, because his dad had been out of state. So when he came back, it was like, okay, like, no, you got to come get him because I need a break. So we've come up with like a schedule so that he'll get him sometimes during the week, and then he'll get him maybe like every other weekend where it's just like them, and then I won't see him for like a few days or 3 days or so. So that has helped a whole lot.
That is awesome. I'm actually trying to plan some mom time just by myself as well. And then I get like, oh, you got kids, you cannot take no time for yourself. But I need to take time for myself, period.
Because then that's why we in the house yelling. That's why every little voice, every little thing is just like, like, just everybody quiet, please. So,
right. I told my kids, I said, look, I have to do an interview. I need y'all to be quiet, close my door, soon as I close my door, they come in. What is the issue?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he won't let me take his shirt off. I'm like, dog, if y'all don't figure it out, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. And my kids are with me, so I've been blessed enough to bring them to work. Of course, before it was drop them off at school, pick them up, then they're at the office with me for an hour or two. Now, it's wake up at 6 in the morning, get them dressed, and they're with me all day. And then it's virtual school. And then no shade, no tea. I'm tired of it. My pre-K, we stopped doing homework because I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Why we had to do a project. I'm like, yo, this project is for a 5th grader or 3rd grader. It's very advanced, so we did it. And I think that was probably the last thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm going to make sure he's doing class. I'll make sure he's doing some of the assignments, but yeah, no. Mm-mm.
I mean, I feel the same way. You know, I used to be a whole teacher, so this should be nothing to me. But I got out of that field for a reason, and I'm just like, I don't know that I am about this life. Like, I don't want him to go back to school just yet because coronavirus. But it's just like something got to give.
Yeah, my kids going back in September. They didn't start back now in March, but come September they out. They are going back to school, and I pray the numbers don't increase that drastically. Yeah, in the summertime. If it does, then of course I have to change that up. But yeah, no, I do make sure they're on class. I make sure they do their homework. Had to, have a couple heart-to-hearts with some teachers and like, look, let me tell you something, the type of mom that I am, okay, period. If my child said he did it because he's not that type. However, what we're going to do is have him redo and it'll be done. Like, it was just too much. Like, they were stressing me out. So,
yeah, and I think that teachers are stressed because even Daniel's teacher, like, she has 2 kids of her own. So she's teaching kindergarten, which I'm sure you can imagine how that's going online. And then she has she has twins who are like needing her. Both her and her husband are teachers. So it's just like she'll put him on mute, and I can see, she has that mommy face where she like gritting her teeth, like, if you don't leave me alone, I'm teaching. It's like everybody is overwhelmed with everything, and it's just a major adjustment.
Definitely a major adjustment. Definitely everybody needs a break. We need a real spring break for these kids and these teachers, which they're not going to be getting. So it's crazy. So what are your current, so I know you talked about rebranding for your virtual cafe. So that's a goal, entrepreneur goal or work goal. But what are some like mommy goals that you may have as well currently or in the near future?
So my mommy goals, I've been telling myself because I've been so stressed with work, my actual like job because of everything, and then trying to rebrand. I told myself that I would create like a little jar where it has activities for me to do with Daniel because my child is an extrovert. He loves to be around people, and him being in his house is driving him crazy, and because it's driving him crazy, it's driving me crazy. So just finding, like, creative things for us to do outside of this, because I know he's bored just as much as, like, we're trying to adjust. These kids are trying to do the same. So just trying to keep that in mind and not be like, no, we're not going anywhere. No, we're not doing anything. Because that's how I was at first. I just was like, no. I bought a trampoline and everything because I was like, you ain't going nowhere. It's a whole virus over here. You better have fun in this house. So just trying to ease up a bit and let him have some fun too.
Yeah, I think with the kids, in the beginning when everything was just shut down and it was just so much overwhelming, I know I stopped watching the news and I didn't do anything with the kids. I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not doing that. Who's coming over here? I lied to you, not probably for the first, what we just shut down in March, April, May, June, July, August, probably for the good 5 months. I saw the same 5 people. And if no, I would tell Marcus, like, he's like, yeah, somebody asked me. I said, no.
Nope.
Did we see them? Did we see them when everything started occurring? Have they been over here or in our vicinity? We're not going and being around these people. Like, no, it's just not, happening. Then, of course, sport, and my oldest played baseball, and they stopped practice, and then they picked practice up, and actually my life goes back to being a baseball mom on Sunday. And I'm just like, how is this going to be? Because I don't think any of the parents can be, well, I'm sure we can sit outside because over the summer we kind of sat outside, but it's going to be hectic for that. So in addition to rebranding, I know you picked up on a little bit how you plan to hire, new moms to work at home as well. Is there any other rebranding that you're doing with your business?
I'm actually going to change the name and everything. So it's going to be a whole different situation. It's going to be a whole different situation. But like short term wise for myself, I want to get at least two to three clients to start off before the end of this year, because my goal is to quit my job at the end of the year.
Yes.
And I'm praying that it happens. I'm just going to try to be consistent and, do this. But the pandemic has, made me realize that I didn't want to go to the work building every day. Like, I don't even know what my life is going to look like when I have to go back to my job. Like, I don't want to do that. And I also, with everything going on, what if I decide that I want Daniel to stay virtual forever, which is not the case, but I want to be able to have that flexibility that if I want to make that decision, then it's not going to be a big thing, So that is the long-term goal, to be doing this full time.
Are you able to tell me, what are some of the tasks that you and your staff could do, virtually?
Yeah. So, as far as any everyday admin duties, a lot of things are virtual now. Like, people are working from home. So just even customer support, being able, if you have a product or you have a situation where you are in constant contact with your customers and it's taking a big chunk out of your day, you can hire someone for that. Email management, responding to emails, calendar management, data entry. I mean, pretty much anything that an entrepreneur does that is taking a chunk of their time.
Right.
So they are not able to focus on the things that they really need their attention.
Are y'all doing social media?
We're working on that.
Okay, let me know when y'all do that because I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So I was just looking at my social media account earlier, and I was like, dog, I really need to post stuff, but I just, and I'm not
it's
for
so
always
much.
post. Yeah, and I don't want it to be robotic. I want it to, when somebody goes to Diamonds on the Rise page or Mom E-Moments page, they feel like, oh, it's a real person behind it. I don't want it to be robotic. And it takes a lot, and I know I have to sit down and take a few hours to develop and draft, and I have all these cute ideas on my Pinterest, but
that's always the case.
It's like,
has all of the ideas.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay. So we talked about the pandemic, how it affects you. What is some advice you would give to a new mom or just a mom? Yeah, I'm going to say a new mom because your child is 5 years old. So a new mom or a mom who has a 5-year-old, what advice would you give her?
So for a new mom, I feel like what I wish somebody would have told me was to still take care of yourself, still do things for yourself, and your child is going to be okay if you go out. They're infants. I wish I would have did more when Daniel was younger, but in my mind, it was just I have to be with my child. I have to take care of him. nobody had him, so I can't expect them to, start what they're doing to take care of him. Even though people was offering me help, it still was like, I don't know. And just like, that you're not going to be able to control everything. And if you think you are, then you're going to make yourself crazy. So just like let go a bit. Because I drove myself crazy. And it's down 5 years later. I'm just trying to figure this thing out.
It's always going to be every day trying to figure it out, or a year from now trying to figure it out. And then as he gets older, you'll definitely see like if he'll keep the same personality or switch. Right now, having a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old, they're not night and day, but I definitely see Juju. He takes after his father, and it drives me crazy.
I'm like, oh my God,
can you please?
That's crazy.
Yes, I'm like, why are you so nonchalant? Why you always want to wear sweatpants all the time? Get dressed, get this. My 5-year-old in the morning, I'm like, get dressed. He come downstairs, I'm like, who picked your clothes up? I mean, he do. I said, okay, this is the one who I know I'm going to be irritated, and he just has that. Yeah, he is going to be. The other day, his teacher was like, yeah, when we were back in school last year, one of the little girls used to cry every day because Mason did not want to sit next to her, or if he didn't sit next to her, she would cry. When it was time to eat, she used to make sure Mason sit next to me, and sometimes Mason wanted to go play with his other friends. And I'm like, yo, first of all, y'all in her early head start. I'm just trying to figure out why are we doing this right now? Like,
no, these little kids different. These little kids is different, honey.
I'm like, yeah, no. And then like for his birthday, he wanted a man necklace. So me, I went and bought him a necklace. Oh my gosh, that's just like, he's just so cool. I'm like, yeah, no, you're not about to wear this for a couple days. So let's put it up. And I have all boys, but they're all different. Very different. So I'm curious to see how they are going to grow up. So what advice would you give a woman who is currently working a 9-to-5 as you are, but also want to start her own business?
And these are all things that other people told me that have helped me. And one of the things is that you have to make sacrifices. So you're not going to be able to be the mom that you wanted to be. Your child is going to get some extra screen time that you didn't want him to have, or you're not going to be able to be at every single event. So just wrapping your mind around that and just remembering that at the end of the day, they're going to love you the same. Like, half of the time they're really not checking like you checking. So just being okay with having to make sacrifices. And then the next thing that I get a lot is I'm kind of sort of a perfectionist. So it's like I don't want to put it out unless it's like I feel like it's legit. And sometimes you just need to put it out there even if it's not perfect. Because your business will forever change based off of the time. Like even now, we're in a pandemic. People had to change their whole business models because things are looking different. So your business will forever be changing. And then one last thing is just to take it one step at a time, because I realize I don't know if anybody else is like this, but when I have so many ideas in my head and so many things that I want to do, I just don't do anything. It's like so much that is overwhelming, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna take a nap. Like I can't with myself today. It's too much. So just like taking it one step at a time. And that's all I have.
Well, those are all definitely great points. Even if you've been in business for a while, those are definitely great points, because as someone who has a nonprofit mental health agency that's been around for 10 years, I'm constantly trying to. Yes, I know. I was just like, yo, I can't believe where we started and where we're at and where I want to go. Like, I really definitely
come so far. Like, even like thinking about like the offices you had and how it's changed throughout the years, like, and you keep doing everything that you said you was going to do. You added the programs that you said you was going to add, and even the older programs are still around. So, I mean, you doing it, girl.
I'm trying. I'm very humble. I don't talk about myself, but I'm trying. But I'm trying. But like even with that, I use Diamonds on the Rise. Well, that's my main business. But I'm constantly trying to revamp and figure out. I was just sitting yesterday like, oh my gosh, I have to revamp some programming because when you go through COMA regulations and state regulations and they want to change up and switch stuff, so I have to change programming as well. And I think anybody who really knows me and knows my business know I'm very big on quality over quantity. Like, I don't care if I own 10 freaking kids, but they can have the best freaking time versus, you know, other agencies who just, I need all these people to make themselves look good. So I'm very big on that, but reinventing the wheel or changing your model, I think is very good, taking a step at a time, like you said, and also knowing that some things are just going to be missed, unfortunately, as a businesswoman. Like, if you plan something, it's going to change, or if you want to go be present at something else, you may have a meeting, etc. But it's all about how much you put into yourself when it comes to your business. I had so many ideas as well, like I said, like Pinterest. But then I'm like, yeah, no. So like even with this celebrating Black women, and I know for Women's History Month, a lot of people talk about, you know, the celebrity women and big names, but I have always been, even with my other business, like just what are people doing locally? Like who's moving and speaking, but it doesn't get the recognition. So I've been with my series, so I reached out to a few women, moms who are really moving and shaking in different careers to highlight them, to say, you know what, these are everyday moms who are making a stride in their career while balancing and trying to figure it out, just to show the different, you know, recognition. Also to highlight y'all businesses, because who doesn't want to highlight their business? But this has been on my brain. Since probably January. And honestly, I was like, let me really start reaching out to people. What if I sat on it because I'm like, yo, people going to be like, no, people going, you know.
You know, that was I was like,
Right. I'm like, so nobody is not going to want to do this, but I'm very familiar with the business doctor as well, and I always support her stuff. So I was talking to her, and she was just like, first of all, I hate when you get on my phone because why are you on my phone when you already know you need to do this? And I'm just like, you know, I just need a pep talk. Sometimes I just need a pep talk, and then make it happen. So I was like, let me text and send some emails. And ironically, everyone who I've asked was like, yes, I want to do this. I want to be a part of, you know, making women's history from Baltimore. Everyone's from Baltimore. So I was like, okay, I can't wait. So I'm definitely appreciative and grateful that you decided to be a part.
Thank you for asking.
Yes, of this. I also want you to tell us, how can people reach you? So what if, you know, it may be some listeners who was like, you know what, I can hire her, or you know what, here's my resume from down the line, whatever. How can people reach you?
So the email address to the virtual cafe is thevirtualcafe.va@gmail.com. The telephone number is 240-339-5366. And you can also go on thevirtualcafeva.com.
Okay. Yes, but that's 240 number, ma'am.
It's a little bit.
So I just want to say thank you again for coming on Mom E Moments podcast. It was lovely talking to you about motherhood and about your business.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, hold on.